demonic angel. Today I'm going to do a tarot video, the Page of Wands. I'm always using the Rider-Waite deck, and I've got my little dog in the background here today. It was just kind of a mood. I always joke that he's my little spirit animal, and you know, he does remind me in some ways of a cat. Like, he likes to curl up at the bottom of my feet, and so maybe that's what he was in all of his past lives, But one thing I'd like to comment to add to my previous video concerning valerian root is that in addition to all those uses I mentioned, it can also be used to treat muscle spasms. That's really helpful for people who work out a lot, have some joint and muscular pain, or people who are having menstrual pain in the lower back and those cramps internally. It really helps with that kind of cramping, and it does that kind of thing. It helps with muscular cramps. So I actually, like it doesn't make you completely drowsy. Sometimes I'll have it, like say I have cramps, I'll take a valerian root and I'll have some coffee, and that will balance that out, and it really treats the cramps itself more than a generalized painkiller such as acetaminophen. It just calms the muscles, and of course it calms the mind, calms the body. So it's very excellent for stuff like that. I knew a guy who would take them after some strenuous workouts to help with the muscles that way. So, give it a try for all those different uses. Let me know what you think. So today, oh, and the last thing I was going to add is that I will be doing another Goetia video, probably in the next week or two, and it should be pretty good. I think I get a little bit better at making each one of those. So today, Page of Wands. Okay, from the Rider-Waite deck. I'm probably 60% of the way through at this point. But we've got this gentleman, and he's dressed really refined, like he knows he's royalty, and he's even got a little feather in his hat. Now the way he's posed immediately reminds me of the Fool, because the Fool has just got his back straight, and he's really confident too, even though they're both really young individuals just starting out. They've got that kind of lust for life, fun, and they see that as that fun adventure. And he clearly thinks highly of himself. So, and on his wand is connected to the earth. So he is grounded. And we've even got the wand having a few sprouts. So, I mean, the wands are the suit of ideas and passion, fire. And, because he's grounded, we're still going to be able to get some sprouts, because ideas are the beginnings of planning and execution and making things real. So the fact that he's grounded is really good. He's got those little salamanders chasing their tails here, and in tarot that really it represents the forward momentum. So no matter, let's say, things are going positive or negative, this is the whole Buddhist idea of nothing is permanent except impermanence. There's always a forward momentum and a change that is promised from day to day, from life to life, year to year. There's forward momentum. The cycles continue. That's what that represents, the salamander. So he's here in the barren desert. Obviously, there's no water, there's no people, no castles, no ships. nothing. So this is because he's standing still, as I keep showing you guys, but he's standing completely still. So he's not going anywhere. This isn't action, you know. We get that later with the night, and for now he is planted firmly, so he's grounded. So some of the, you know, attributes of upright Page of Wands is that he is, you know, ideas that kind of go with youth and adolescence. So in this way, young people, they're more imaginative in general and not so fixed to ideas of reality, you know, fed through the eyes of whatever culture. They still are capable of using, you know, imagination and believing in its value much more than adults. So young people, they get a lot of great ideas, and it's not hampered really so much by, you know, reality. This is just idealism, imagination, dreams, and I mean, everybody needs a little bit more of that. So that's very positive, because even some adults, maybe myself included, can still think this way. And when we have ideas that aren't connected to reality so much, and if you keep it that way as an adult, you can drop the ego and astral travel and things like this. Then if your ideas are not hampered by reality, you get some of the most pure, the most invigorating ideas, because you could just tap into this real magic that is imagination. And some of the best ideas come from that, from just, you know, whether you're sitting thinking and then an idea comes after, you know, 5 days of thinking, or something happens in your mind and you start putting that together, because ideas are more like you're connecting the dots to your thoughts. So you know, our Page, he's always coming up with ideas, right? So that's really the good stuff about him. He inspires people around him to dream, to think differently. He's the guy in a group of friends sitting around the table who's going to come up with the ideas that everybody will walk away from that social event and they'll think, wow, I didn't think about it that way. He has a point. That was interesting. Really, you know, he sparks the flame of interest in all the others. And that's always great. I absolutely love doing that with people, and I love doing that here on YouTube, just, you know, sparking the imagination, kind of looking at things a different way. That is, this is upright Page of Wands, proud, and he knows the value of ideas. So also the thing I'd say about upright is, let's say he comes up with an idea and he tries it out. Doesn't work out because it's not executed well or planned well. That's okay. We can come back here to the Page of Wands and we can start over again. We can either keep the same idea, we can refine it and make new plans, and we try again. This guy, because of the salamanders and the way he stands, he's here to try again. You know, part of success is many failures. I'm sure many intelligent people have said that, and it's very true. So you come back here, and you know, back here though, you're back in imagination land. So there's that fun element, I guess, if you want to call it. So even though you failed, you know, you get to try again and bend and shape. I think that's what Wicca means, right? Shape things your ideas the way you want them. So don't feel like it's the end of the world if your ideas really don't work out. You just keep working on it, okay? So reversed. This guy reversed is because even though he's standing here upright, he's still in the desert. So his ideas, they don't really bear a lot of fruit. Now we mentioned little branches coming out of his wand. So, I mean, there's still manifestations from his ideas. However, he's in the barren desert. He's not, this is a person who might, it reversed, they're going to have a lot of ideas, and let's say 20 ideas, and they don't put plans into any of them. They're just ideas, hopping from idea to idea. And so none of it, you know, gets put into a planning stage or action, so it remains here in the barren desert. An unrealized idea. And it's a shame because we know with this great energy of the Page of Wands, it could have so much potential if that idea was, if you know, but that comes with the, you have to have this upright and then that playful kind of mentality, and then put in the planning, execution, and reality, because reality, of course, is not, it takes longer, and sometimes it's not as fun as just dreaming up ideas. So a lot of energies and people, they just stay like this. And it's a shame because those ideas should be, if nothing else, if all the ideas fail, or the ideas just don't make any sense, at least they were entertained and something was learned from it. That's not really this. This is just ideas for the sake of it. Almost like a, you know, a person just jumping from whatever whim to whatever whim. And I guess if you would like to say, if we're looking at him as a lover's card, like a relationship, he's probably not the best kind of card in such, because he likes a lot of ideas. So things are not going to entertain him for long. He's not gonna, now it's gonna depend on all the other cards, because we get the Lovers upright and this, then this guy, this represents this idea that's gonna be more of a solidified thing. So this can be, but I mean, he can also just here by himself, you know, he's just ideas, and he's just starting off. He's a wanderer, and he's going to spark an imagination and romantic interest and seduction, and then he's probably going to move on. He's young. He is he's a solitary figure. But like I said, you look at the other cards. You know, so that's just that idea that, you know, that if ideas are not put into a planning stage or really examined farther, then they just, you know, they're just spent energy, fizzle out. And sometimes we kind of feel this way, but it's a shame. We should at least examine our ideas and, you know, try to build up some of the courage to get ready, you know, for the Knight of Wands, and putting the, you know, we're going to call it into action, and that's very exciting. Almost like going into a battle. You know, like when I look at tarot, it kind of reminds me of a battle plan in a sense. So, you know, anyway, I hope that is a basic overview. Other than that, if you wanted to look at it for a job or finance, again, it's just the same idea really. This is a lot of ideas. Somebody's going to come up with some great ideas. Hey, let's go to Goodwill or something and buy a bunch of used stuff and let's sell it on eBay. But then they, you know, that's their idea. And it's a great idea, but what would be the, like, you know, the mechanisms of making it reality? So these are great ideas. in the workplace, and at least somebody can hear the ideas out and see if it would really you know, work out, and we can look at the other cards to see if the other workers are open to listening, that kind of thing. So anyway, I'll see you guys later.